underside of that wing.
Heat 3B.
That wing was on fire. There were flames coming off the top of that wing.
5 Graham Trucking, Jimmy Shane.
That was hot. But he's up, he is running.
6 Oh Boy Oberto, Steve David.
That was a little bit scary there for a moment.
The U-1 Spirit of Qatar, Dave Villwock.
Injured down here. He was far enough away from the dock when that thing caught fire. So
21 Miss HAPO, Community Credit Union, Brian Perkins.
Sense of that charred wing. You're going to get it here in a minute, Brad.
Well, we hear that they tried.
The U-100 Leland Unlimited #1, Greg Hopp, just had a hot start coming out of the pits.
When he let that one out.
Apparently, Dave Villwock and the U-1 Spirit of Qatar 96 coming across the start-finish line. We've already had the old boy Oberto, the 6 with Steve David across the start-finish line at speed. And also Jimmy Shane and the 5 Graham Trucking, and those boats are headed to the backstretch over towards Tony On. Now, Brian Perkins in the 21 Miss HAPO across the start-finish line at speed as part of our starting procedure. That's what they need to accomplish. And it's going to be Greg Hopp out in lane number 6. Turn number 4 in the 100 Leland Unlimited. And boat looks fine. I don't smell anything.
Well, you know, you wonder structurally what it might have done that way. And we want to keep an eye on that because as the water gets rough and the boats get bounced around, those wings are not all that solid anyway, and we see them break quite often. He's coming down here to the corner. It certainly looks fine. It looks square. It looks plumb now, but we'll keep an eye on it as he bounces around the race course. Meanwhile, 3 minutes and 28 seconds until our start. You got a couple of them crawling down the front straightaway already, Michael.
And moving right in front of us now is the U-1 Spirit of Qatar 96 with Dave Villwock. Right behind him, Steve David and the 6 Oh Boy Oberto. Villwock's going to put his foot back into it and cut across the infield. Let's see what Steve David does. It still seems a little bit early.
Well, it's early certainly for as fast as Steve is going, and he's going to hang a left-hand turn.
And so is Steve David in the 6 Oh Boy Oberto. Top end of the course is the Miss HAPO with Brian Perkins coming across the infield on the west end of the course. Around the Grand Prix corner, the 5 Graham Trucking with Jimmy Shane. And Dave Villwock also will cut across the infield at that same position in the U-1 Spirit of Qatar 96. And I bet he's going to try to park in lane number 1. Brian Perkins, meanwhile, is coming down the front stretch. No, look at who's moved into lane number 1. It's going to be the 5 Graham Trucking and Jimmy Shane.
This is going to get real interesting. Now keep an eye on Steve David. Where is he? Is that him coming off the upper corner, or is he going into the upper turn?
He is just going into the upper turn.
Okay, keep an eye on him. This is going to get real interesting because, believe me, Jimmy Shane and Steve David would love to both keep Dave Villwock in the rearview mirror here.
Well, look at how slow Dave is going now.
Yeah, and he's got 1 minute 15 seconds to kill. I mean, they got not a lot of time for as far as they are to go.
Exactly.
They can pick it up here a little. Come down and jump over Jimmy Shane.
And then you have Steve David all the way at the top end of the course in the 6 Oh Boy Oberto.
One to the one.
Keep an eye on Mr. David to maybe come down here and run that thing hard on the outside. This is going to be real interesting. You ready over there, Tony?
Absolutely.
I knew you were, bud. We're going to be coming right to your lap here in just a minute.
Well, you've got Jimmy Shane and the 5 Graham Trucking almost to the entrance pin at the bottom of the course at turn number 1. Then halfway up the front stretch, the 5, the bright green, the 21 that is, that's Miss HAPO with Brian Perkins. Inside of him, Dave Villwock. Now passing on the outside is Greg Hopp.
Here comes Steve.
And Steve's going to go for the boat speed and go for the outside.
I like where Jimmy Shane is sitting right now, but then you got to keep an eye on Steve David. Still 19 seconds though, so Steve can't do a lot. Now Steve wants to move hard left. He can.
15.
Dave might not have anywhere to go here. Keep an eye on Villwock. He's moved out 1. Now he's moved out 2.
Jimmy Shane still holding on to lane number 1.
Tony, where's Dave?
Dave is in lane 2 between the 2 of them, and it is the 6 boat to the line first. 6 boat is out in front, and there goes Steve David in the 6.
Is down. Villwock is down.
He is down. He's just stopped right here.
Again, the 96, the Spirit of Qatar, the 1 boat, Dave Villwock is down.
But he's going to be out of it. He got himself in a lane. They squeezed him. There was nowhere for him to go.
Nowhere to go, and he's got it back up and lit up. But he is way out of position right now.
30 seconds.
Keep an eye on him. He's going to really run now with 30 seconds to the start. Keep an eye on Villwock. Now call the others, Michael.
All right, coming around the top end of the course, the 5 Graham Trucking inside lane number 1. Lane number 2 is the Oh Boy Oberto with Steve David. Then you have Brian Perkins in lane number 4 on the outside. Hopp in the 100 Leland Unlimited.
length lead over Jimmy Shane in the 5. The Graham Trucking coming to you, Tony.
Oh, and Oberto got his right spots in it. He lost some time right there. Both of them deck to deck with the 5 Graham Trucking as they head down the backstretch.
And look at how fast Dave Villwock is running right towards Tony and Farmers Exchange number 2, trying to catch the pack. Up the backstretch, oh boy, Oberto regained the speed after the rough water problems down in turn number 2. He is leading by a half a roostertail over Jimmy Shane in the 5 Graham Trucking. Steve David in the top end of the course in turn number 3. On the inside, a shorter track for Jimmy Shane in the 5 Graham Trucking. In second place, it looks like Greg Hopp is just ahead of Brian Perkins. Some rough water at the top end of the course. And here comes the Hopp race. Moving in just a little bit. Dave Villwock is way behind them. And going through some rough water, some weight. And definitely lost some speed at the top end of the course, but he is flying that boat trying to catch the pack. It's going to be Steve David leading, coming down the front stretch.
Got about 5 boat lengths to Tony. The boat to watch here is Dave Villwock. This is his final heat. If he doesn't catch these 2 guys, he's out.
Taking it to the inside. The 5, the Graham Trucking, they both leave the exit pin. Deck to deck, down the backstretch they come.
Well, Steve David went for boat speed on the outside, and right now it's working on the 21 Miss HAPO is down.
Right at the exit pin at 2.
Up the backstretch, Steve David by a half a roostertail. Jimmy Shane is holding on. He's not fading back. And again, in lane number 1, he'll have that shorter course around the top end turn into turn number 3. Steve David leading in second place. Jimmy Shane in the 5 Graham Trucking off the exit pin. It's going to be the 6. Old boy Oberto leading, but Jimmy Shane did need some ground. The old boy Oberto's going to lead after lap number 2 and a lap speed of 150.943.
We got smoke coming out here. Here comes Steve David down here. I'll tell you what, the young man from Havana Grace, Maryland doesn't want to go. And Jimmy Shane, he's still right there. Tony coming to you.
And there's going to be some traffic right here as the HAPO is sitting right in lane number 3. And then Graham Trucking just lost a wing. Just lost a wing. And there goes the Oberto.
He lost the wing and both fairings, it looks like.
Not much of a boat as we look across the Pasco shoreline from the start-finish line with that wing and fairing gone. Steve David is leading. This is the final lap of Heat 3B from Atomic Screen Printing. Steve David and the old boy Oberto, the 6, into the top end of the course.
And the HAPO just restarted. It looks as if he's getting back up and going.
Jimmy Shane on the inside. Can he catch him at the exit pin? I don't think so. Too much momentum, too much boat speed, and it's going to be Steve David in the 6. Oberto taking the checkered flag at the Northern Quest Resort and Casino start-finish line. The flag is out, and Steve David is going to win it. Another lap of 150.313. Jimmy Shane minus a wing, and one of the fairings is going to come in second place, and that crew is going to have some work to do. Third place for the Hopster, Greg Hopp in the 100 Leland Unlimited. And then you have Dave Villwock, who's going to settle for a 4th place finish in U-1 Spirit of Qatar 96. Brian Perkins is floating next to Farmers Exchange, turn number 2.